Welcome friends. So my name is Neeraj Gopal Kapse. I'm from Electronics Department. As a part of online lecture series, DKT has started the online lectures for final year students. So I'm going to take the syllabus of Internet of Things. This is actually a elective course, elective 1 course, and the course code is ELL405. So for the today's lecture, we are going to see what are the contents of the syllabus, which topics you're going to learn in this particular syllabus, and what are the benefits of taking this syllabus as an elective course. Okay, so we'll start with the syllabus of Internet of Things ELL405. So we'll start with the syllabus. So first we'll see a course structure, how the course is actually. So basically the course ID is ELL405. This is Internet of Things. It's having 3 credit course. So we have 3 hours per week as a lectures hours. So we need to cover 3 lectures per week. Then we have teachers assessment mark for 15 marks in the final examinations. Then we have semester examination is of 25 marks. So only one semester examination, mid-semester examination is there, and that is of 25 marks. And you have SEE, that is semester end examination, that is of 60 marks. So this all together is 100 marks. Like we have total 25 plus 15. This comprises of your term work. Like we have teachers assessment mark as well as second like internal examination. Okay, you call as mid-semester examination, MSc as well, and this comprises of 40 marks, and this is 60 marks for SEE, that is semester end examination. 60 marks, total is 100 marks. So basic requirements for this particular Internet of Things are, so you require some basic knowledge about computer networks. Also in the same semester you are going to learn this computer networks as well. So we require basic knowledge about computer networks. Also very important subject in this is electronic measurement and instrumentation. So basic knowledge about sensors, actuators, microcontrollers, this is must in case of Internet of Things, because without that you cannot build a structure, or you cannot build an electronic device or a smart device which is to be connected with the internet, and which you can use it for actuating and everything. Okay, what are the objective of this particular syllabus or objective of this particular course? So very first objective is to study the fundamental concept of Internet of Things. So like we need to study basics of Internet of Things, history of Internet of Things, and how Internet of Things comes into a picture, who is a developer of this and everything. Second objective of this particular course is to understand the role of sensors in IoT. So how the sensors are to be used, like what do you mean by sensor? Sensor is actually a transducer. So what do you mean by this transducer? What are the different types of transducer? What are the different sensors available in the market? So this you are going to study in the second objective, like to understand the role of sensors in IoT. Third is to learn different protocols used in IoT. So this is again a very important aspect, like you must have learned different protocols, like serial protocols in a microcontroller, like UART protocol you have learned already. So there are many serial protocols available in the market, so which are used for IoT. Like we have MQTT, we have COAP, then we have I2C, SPI, UART, then CAN bus is there. So Industry 4.0 scenario, many protocols are developed and designed. So you must learn those particular protocols in case of applications. Okay, and fourth objective in this course is to be familiar with data handling and analytics tools in IoT. So like what is data handling actually? Actually data handling is the concept where you handle a huge amount of data, and then depending on that you need to conclude a result. Like I will give you an example for data handling. Like if you're searching on Amazon, suppose if you have searched for a laptop one day or yesterday, then on the next day once you log in with Amazon, then Amazon will automatically pop up some of the laptop related advertisement on your screen, like some of the laptops on your screen as well. How? So they can analyze your mind, how you are going to predict what are your needs and everything. So this plays very important role in case of internet or today's life. So this thing we are going to learn in data handling and analytics tools in the IoT. Then very important thing, after learning this particular course, what outcomes you will get. So at the end of the course, the student will be able to, very first thing, understand the various concepts and terminologies and the architecture of an IoT system. So you have to understand this various concepts, terminologies and architectures of an IoT systems. Okay, then you can use of sensors, actuators for a design of an IoT system, like what are the different sensors and actuators you are going to use for designing different types of an IoT systems. Then understand various IoT protocols, like as I told, there are different protocols like MQTT, COAP, those kind of things you are going to understand after this course. Then use of various techniques for data storage and analytics in IoT. So this is again important. And in the last chapter, you are going to learn different applications of an IoT, like constructing then applications of an IoT as well. Okay, so these are the things you are going to learn in this particular course. Okay, next, so we'll discuss in detail course, what are the contents of the course in this. So this course is divided into 6 units. So unit 1 is fundamental of an IoT. Unit 2 is sensor network. Okay, then unit 3 is wireless technologies for an IoT. Unit 4 is IP based protocols, like there are some IoT protocols are there. So those protocols we are going to learn in this unit 4. Unit 5 is totally dependent on data analytics and big data and Hadoop and everything. So this is data analytics and data handling. And unit 5 is applications of an unit 6 is applications and of an IoT. So these are the few things you are going to learn. So we will see in detail what are the contents of unit 1. So unit 1 is of fundamental of an IoT. So in this we are going to learn introduction to the IoT. Then there are different standard definitions available for an IoT. We are going to learn those particular definitions. Then characteristics of an IoT. Then different architectures of an IoT, how the IoT has been comprises and all. So there are different physical and logical layer designs for an IoT, enabling technologies in IoT. Then we are going to learn history of IoT, as I already explained how IoT comes into a picture and all. Then about the things in the IoT. So what do you mean by thing in the IoT, that we are going to learn. There are different identifiers available in the IoT. So we are going to learn those identifiers in this chapter. Then about the internet of an IoT, internet in IoT. So role of internet in case of an IoT we are going to learn. So how important internet is in case of Internet of Things. Then there are different frameworks available for an IoT, and then machine to machine communication in case of an IoT. So those particular things we are going to learn in unit number 1. So unit number 1 requires 6 number of hours. So basically it is a 2-week course. So like unit 1 requires 2 weeks. As we are taking online, so online lectures requires less number of hours. So we'll cover unit 1 very fast as in case of an online session. Okay, so again in case of unit 2, so basically this is more about sensor network and all. So in this we study the definitions of an sensors, definition of an transducers. Then there are different types of sensors available in the market. Then types of actuators. So actually sensor and actuators plays very important role in a IoT. So those particular sensors and actuators we are going to learn in this particular second unit. Examples and working of these different sensors, like there are many sensors available, LVDT, PIR, proximities, then motion sensors are available, then fingerprint sensors are available, biometric sensors are available. So those sensors we are going to learn in this unit 2. The next part is RFID, that is radio frequency identification tags. So there are different classifications of an IoT. then the different principles and components of an IoT, those we are going to learn in this second unit, that is principle and component of an IoT RFID. Then a very important thing is wireless sensor network. So how we can interact the sensors with the network, this thing we are going to learn in wireless sensor network. Then we in this wireless sensor network, history and the context, then different connecting nodes in this networking nodes, then what is WSN, that is wireless sensor network in IoT. So these things we are going to learn in the second unit. So second unit requires actually 7 number of hours. Okay, so this is about unit number 1 and unit number 2. Okay, so next is unit number 3. So basically unit number 3 is more focused over the different standard topologies in case of an IoT. So WPAN technologies for an IoT like IEEE 802.154, this is a technology, or this is known as a topology. We have, this is standard. So this standard we are going to learn. So this is a communication standard, and this communication standard we are going to learn in this unit number 3. Then there is another technology known as Zigbee. So Zigbee is one of the popular wireless technology which is currently used in like industry. So this Zigbee we are going to learn. Next is HART technology. This is again, this is popularly used, that is highway addressed technology, and this is very good technology again. Then NFC is a near field communication. So this technology is used in payment gateways, then smartwatches and all. So this is we are going to learn in detail architecture of NFC and all, so how NFC works and everything. Again, Z-Wave is one of the technology is for transfer, file transfer and all. Then BLE is there is Bluetooth low energy. So Bluetooth is a technology. Again, BLE is another version, like advanced version of that Bluetooth technology. So these BLEs comes with your smartwatches, digital watches and all. So those requires less power consumption devices with larger span or larger durability. Then we are going to learn BACnet and Modbus, that is Modbus protocol. So these are the protocols we are going to learn in unit number 3, and again unit number 3 requires 6 number of hours. Okay, so next unit is unit number 4. This is IP based protocols for an IoT. So basically this is again a protocol or topology unit. So in this we are going to learn different standards like IPv6, okay, Internet Protocol version 6, 6LoWPAN, again this is a protocol standard. Then RPL, this is again a protocol standard. REST, okay, then AMPQ and COAP, that is congestion protocol, and MQTT, that is message queue telemetry telegram protocol. So these are the same different standards available in the market. So for IoT, so those we are going to learn in this particular unit number 4. Again, unit number 4 requires 6 number of hours. Okay, so this is about unit number 4. Now we'll move forward for next. Unit number 5 is basically, as I already explained, this is basically consists of data handling and analytics. So in this we are going to learn different data analytics tools and data analytics softwares used, introduction to those, what is big data, types of data, characteristics of big data, data handling technologies, so flow of data, how the data has been flowed, data acquisition systems, then data storage systems we are going to learn in this. Okay, so these are the basic part of big data. Next advanced part is a Hadoop. So introduction to Hadoop. There is a just introduction part because Hadoop is a full subject, but we took some introduction to the Hadoop as well. Then introduction to data analytics, types of different data analytics used in Hadoop, statistical modeling of the data, how the modeling has been done, how which are the different technologies they are going to use, or which are the different softwares they are going to use for modeling of a data. Then data dispersion, then data congestion, then data contingency and correlation of the data. Okay, then there are some machine learning algorithms like regression analysis for the data, how it's going to done with this particular data and all. Then precision and error limit. So how precisely we recover the data, or we fetch the data from a sample of a data, that is very important. So this we are going to learn in this unit number 5. Again, unit number 5 requires 6 number of hours. Last unit is applications of an IoT. So this is totally purely based application based unit. So in this we are going to learn case studies of home automation. Then currently you might be knowing smart cities. So what are the things we are going to do with smart cities and all. Then energy management, retail management, logistic management, some agriculture applications, some healthcare applications we are going to see, lifestyle applications we are going to see in this. Then some of the industrial applications of an IoT. So how the IoT is useful for an industry. Then there are some IoT ethics and IoT in an environmental protection. So environmental applications we are going to learn in this particular unit number 6. So these are the some units we are going to see. Again, unit number 6 comprises of 6 number of hours. Okay, so these are the 6 units you are going to learn in this particular syllabus. Okay. There are some reference books available. So I will share this particular reference books on the same Teams, Microsoft Teams. So you can download those particular books from here. So Daniel Minoli, that is building of Internet of Things with IPv6 and MIPv6. So this book is good for this IPv6 and all. Then you can use this particular book, Hakima Chowsi. So this is nice book for Internet of Things, connecting objects to the real world. So this book is very good, and this book is from Willy publication. Okay, then another book is from Oliver Hersent. This is from, again, the name of the book is Internet of Things only, Key Applications and Protocols. This is again of Willy publication. Then this is Indian author book like Vijay Madiseti. The book name is Internet of Things Hands-on Approach. So this book comprises of more practical demonstration of Internet of Things, and the first edition, and it is like publication is VPT. So first edition was published in 2014. So there are some reference books available. The Indian author reference book is again Pethura Raj or Anupama C. Raman. The name of the book is The Internet of Things, Enabling Technologies, Platforms and Use Cases. And this the press or publication is CRC Press. So this is about reference books and textbooks you are going to use. So I will share many of the textbooks and reference books on the Teams. So you can download these particular books for your reference and for your studies as well. Again, very important thing about this Internet of Things is it's having a lab. So you have external examination for this particular Internet of Things. So again, the lab is 2 hours per week, and 1 lab per week. Then we have 1 credit for this, and the examination is of 50 marks for this particular lab. Okay. So this is experimental description. So what are the different lab experiments we are going to cover in this particular lab. Still I have not started with in detail experimentation, but we are going to see what are the things we are going to cover in the lab. So introduction to an IoT enabled hardware platform. So there are different IoT hardware platforms available in the market. So we'll see introduction to those. So what are the different platforms available in the market for IoT. Then very first example is this LED blinking with Node MCU using a cloud. Then LED blinking with a Raspberry Pi using a cloud again. So these are the 2 experiments we are going to see. Then sine wave generation on a cloud. So how we can generate a sinusoidal waveform using a Raspberry Pi on a cloud. Then we are going to see data logger system like with Android phone using HC05 Bluetooth sensor. So HC05 is a Bluetooth module. So we are going to use this Bluetooth module for data logging on to the Android phones. Then there is a ultrasonic sensor SR04 interfacing. So interfacing with Node MCU for uploading the data onto the cloud. So we are going to interface this SR04 with Node MCU, and we are going to note down all the distances or all the distance parameters onto the cloud. So we are going to see different clouds. So some paid clouds are there, also some free clouds are there. So we're going to see those particular clouds. Then also same ultrasonic sensor we are going to interface with Raspberry Pi, and we are going to upload the data onto the cloud again. Okay. Then we see how we can use Arduino Uno for blinking of an LED through a blink cloud. So how we can use the blink cloud, that we are going to demonstrate in this. Then very important thing about Zigbee communication. So how the router has been configured, coordinator and the end node has been configured in case of a Zigbee. So for that, which softwares you're going to use, that we are going to see. So basically for the Zigbee, there is a software known as a XCTU. XCTU is the software used for a Zigbee. Okay. Okay. Then next thing, how to set up your own cloud on the Raspberry Pi. Then how you can configure a local server on the Raspberry Pi, and how you can blink different LEDs by using the local server of the Raspberry Pi. So this we are going to learn in this particular lab. Then we see the smart home applications by creating all the or interacting all the hardware platforms. Then another app is ePUC system using any of the hardware platform. ePUC is again electronic PUC system. By connecting different sensors with the microcontroller unit, we are going to see ePUC system as well, how we are going to interact with this particular cloud. Why, very first thing, why we are going to learn this IoT. So what are the importance of learning this particular IoT? So first thing is, the Internet of Things may sound complex, but it is actually fairly simple concept to understand. So Internet of Things on the top virtue, it looks like complex, but it is fairly a simple concept to understand. Okay, once you are very good in any of the programming language, then IoT is simple for you, so you can use it. On the high level, the IoT is ability for things that contain embedded technologies to sense. So very important thing is to sense. Second thing is to communicate. Okay. And third is to interact with the sensors and with the human, with the entity, and collaborate. So these things collaborate with the things, thus creating a network of physical objects. So in a IoT, these 4 points are very important. Very first thing is sense, second is communication, third is interaction, and fourth is collaboration. So sensing, communicating, interacting, and collaboration is important in case of an IoT. In the recent years, the concept has gained enormous momentum and is now one of the most talked about the things in the world of the technology today. So IoT is more popular today. So everyone is handling many IoT devices in the pocket. So very good example of an IoT device is your smartphone. So smartphone is having different sensors integrated. Those sensors will talk directly with the internet. Like we have a location sensor. Even your parents doesn't know where you are, but Google is knowing you where you are. How? Because you are handling a smartphone, and that smartphone contains a location sensor integrated in it. So this is the thing how IoT is very popular. Introduction to an IoT. So the Internet of Things is the network of physical objects, devices, vehicles, buildings, and other items embedded with electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivities. that enables these objects to collect and exchange the data. So basic funda of an IoT is we require to use one microcontroller unit, we require to use some of the softwares, we require to use some of the sensors. Those things we need to integrate with some network complex connectivity with it, and then we need to put the data onto the cloud. So this is a basic funda of an IoT. It is a latest technology. Yes, it is a latest technology. Worldwide, currently 50 billion devices will be connected by 2020. So 50 billion devices will be connected by 2020, and you will get around 4 to 5 million jobs in case of an IoT. So if you know IoT, then getting job in the industry is very easy, because currently data analytics and IoT is more popular or more demandable technologies in the industry. The revenue growth of growth is 1.9 trillion in case of 2013, and it's about to grow up to 7.1 trillion by 2020. So it is a huge revenue growth for an IoT. Okay, so this is a very huge growth for an IoT. So that's why IoT is more important nowadays. Also, the government of India has started programs like Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, Smart Cities. So those plays very important role in case of IoT. Also, the government of India has allotted 5,000 crore rupees for developing IoT technology in the India. So they have funded a very huge amount of money over the IoT technologies like smart cities, smart highways, then smart hospitals, smart schools and everything. So they have invested more funds in those particular technologies. That's why IoT is more popular. IoT is not specific to any particular branch, but it can be used by any student from any stream. So again, IoT is multidisciplinary field. So that's why IoT is more popular, because IoT is everywhere. If you look at car, the IoT is there. Currently, we have many sensors integrated with the car, and currently we have internet enabled car as well. So there are many IoT enabled devices integrated in the car itself. Also, if you go with textile industry, there is IoT, the production and everything that is handled with respect to an IoT. So IoT is everywhere. So it starts with medical, then mechanical, textile, chemical, every stream the IoT is required. That's why IoT is more popular. Okay. So for the today's session, we'll stop here. We'll continue with next unit 1 in the next upcoming lecture session. Thank you. Thank you for listening patiently. Thank you. We'll stop it here.